Hey, everybody. Thanks for
Hey
joining us again.
everyone.
Another edition of Open Lab. Andrea, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Good, good. And we have Rachel and Cody is going to be here soon, but Rachel from Insiders Growth Group. So they're going
Yep,
to be,
Cody's calling me right now.
oh, okay.
I'm going to take myself out for 1 second.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, wherever you're catching us from, just comment in the comments field, YouTube or Facebook, and we'll see those and we'll answer them. And that's also where if you have any questions, feel free to put those in there.
Yep. And there is some big news we have for everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Some very big news. Roadhouse is now on Netflix.
Ta-da! Look at
Da, da, da,
that.
da.
How awesome is that?
It's so awesome. I'm so excited.
They can have watch parties now. Watch
Yep.
everybody's favorite movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Or you can just watch it over and over and over again.
Yeah, just have it on play. Just keep going.
Yeah. But that is some great news. That is some
Yeah.
awesome news. Speaking of reasons why you should tune in, as most of you know, we love to give away free IL swag every Open Lab. And once if you want a chance to win, all you need to do is answer a question in the comments section along with the right hashtag, and you will be on your way. So today's hashtag is hashtag Q4. Q4 with any comments, you'll be entered to win in the swag later in the show. So make sure you enter hashtag Q4, and then we will
Yeah.
do some drawings for swag at the end. So
All right. So, Rachel,
Awesome. Hey,
thanks for joining us today.
thanks for
Um,
having me. And Cody will be here in a minute. He
oh,
runs his
okay.
own warehouse and they hit a snag that he just
Oh,
was able to pull himself away from. So,
oh,
oh
nice.
no.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So, we'll start with you then.
Sure.
So, how did you get started selling on Amazon, and how long have you been selling on Amazon?
So, I kind of started on, well, my first sale was in, I think it was 2011.
Oh, wow.
But that was just, selling off my old used college textbooks.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
I did that kind of thing for, hey, Cody.
Hey,
Hey.
Cody.
Hey,
So,
everybody, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Good.
hey, yeah.
Good.
Glad you
So
could
I
make it.
did, so I did that kind of thing with the used books for, I mean, I guess it was like 8 years because it was in 2019 when I decided to try to do more with it. I
Hmm.
left my position as a teacher. I was teaching for almost a decade.
Oh, wow.
And so I went back to grad school for for the content area that I was teaching, just to get a general degree in it in biology. And at the same time, I started selling full time ish on Amazon, kind of trying it out. So I started with used books, and then I joined things, a few different groups like Hustle Buddies, where I learned about like Kohl's and the clearance aisle. So I kind of jumped into RA for a few weeks, and then I started pretty quickly my transition over to OA. So that's kind of been my journey thus far.
Oh, nice.
Wow. Very cool. What about you, Cody? How did you get started selling on Amazon and how long have you been selling?
Oh, geez. So I like to break it into kind of two sections. So I think I first found Amazon in 2013, 2014, and I was in college at the time doing, I know, a lot of the same stuff that Rachel was doing. Like I started with used books. I feel like that's a place where a lot of people
Yeah.
start. The ROI is so good, the cost is so low, you kind of get to, and I think that for any new seller, learning the process of how like things on Amazon work is super crucial. Just kind of get your feet wet and that, don't worry about, you're going to make some mistakes. But the nice thing with kind of used books is that the risk of a mistake being super financially devastating are really, really low. So,
Mm.
they're the cost of like a McDouble. So it's fine.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, so then after kind of 2013, 2014, I was running a moving company at the time. So I was doing kind of Amazon, really focusing on that in the winter when Q4 would make it busy, and then the moving company the rest of the time. But come mid late 2016 is when I really started to take Amazon seriously. And I'd say a key pivotal like change point for me was really understanding kind of like how to get outside of the clearance aisle and understand like the value of a replenishable. And that, just because I can go and spend, 10 hours looking for this book that I'm going to go from $1 to $50 on is cool. Mm-hmm. But then I can also go to like Walmart and go find this thing that makes me like $4 every single time it sells. But I could just come back to that like 30 times and sell it 30 times a month, and do that for several months. And just how that compounding effect is a really big, big difference maker on your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you two come together to, you two created the Insiders Growth Group, right? Is that correct?
So about 1.5 years ago, I had an idea for an ungating group. And I ran the idea by Nate Jackson from Hustle Buddies. And he loved the idea that I had, but he had some suggestions. And one of the suggestions was to make it a little more broad. And also to maybe bring Cody in too, because he knew Cody as one of his mods in Hustle Buddies. So that's how Insiders was born. We made it a little more broad, brought Cody in. Nate helped us get set up for the first few months, which was awesome. He's super knowledgeable in, all things Amazon, but also in getting groups like this set up and running. So we will be forever grateful for that. And we've been having a lot of fun with it.
Nice.
Very cool. So if someone was interested in joining the group, what are your requirements?
So we're looking for people that are selling at least around like $10,000 a month, and that have some, established selling history. What we're looking to help facilitate in the group is to move away from the questions that are kind of more simple, like, is this a good rank? Those types of things, but more into the, what is this process like? How do I go from 10,000 to 20,000 to 50,000 to 100,000, a month, and having kind of a group of people like that where you can bounce ideas off one another and kind of share all those little tips and tricks, which are honestly kind of the secret sauce to a lot of our businesses. Is it's not anything that's super special, but more like, I process my inventory like this, and that saves me one touch, which saves me considerable time when I'm prepping, those types of things.
Gotcha. So like a mastermind group then?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so, so Q4 is fast approaching, and you also have a Q4 group set up, right? That's outside of, or is it part of the Insiders Growth Group or separate?
Well, we are considering it a part of Insiders Growth Group. Like it's the Insiders Growth Group Q4 extravaganza, but it's not limited to just our group members. They do get a discount to go into it, and that will occur again next year. So that's nice. But it's welcome, or it's open to sellers of all sizes. So we have, I know there's one really active person in there who she just sent in her first FBA shipment, and she is getting a lot of information. She's loving it. So I don't want to say her name because I didn't ask for her permission, but and then we have a handful of our much larger sellers from our Insiders Growth Group that are in there, and they're just loving it too. So it's this whole wide spectrum of sellers in there that are benefiting from it. And if people are new, because we have content for, that may be only useful for larger sellers, but what's nice is the recordings for everything that we do will be available, until Facebook says we can no longer, I don't know, until Facebook goes down. I don't know. Yeah. But otherwise it'll be there for them forever. So they can always circle back in a few months, in a few years. So we're trying to kind of maximize that value for them.
Oh, nice.
And I guess to kind of piggyback off that, we really do owe, a lot of this to, Hustle Buddies. It's a phenomenal Facebook group. I know they helped kind of like sponsor this event and kind of support us as we were, getting all of this set up. And a lot of the, guest speakers and experts that we have and people that are kind of helping us moderate this group are people that are from hustle buddies. So again, that's a great group if you're looking to learn, about Amazon as well. Everyone in there is super friendly and supportive.
Nice.
And that's just a Facebook group that anybody can
anybody can join. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And they do have a
Very cool.
YouTube channel too, but you're going to find most of the action and, an interaction, which I think is the most important part, honestly, in that Facebook group.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what advice would you give to someone just starting out on Amazon? What do you think is like the golden rule for anyone who's trying to get started off?
I've got one, but Cody, I'm going to let you take this first if you want.
Sure. So probably my biggest piece of advice is to really just do it. That there's a ton of information, and that I know from being in the same boat that like taking risks and things like that is scary. And yet the really nice thing about the way that you can run the Amazon business model is you can honestly throw in a relatively small amount of capital, especially when you compare it to other businesses, and see if this is for you. And so you want to go ahead and digest a bunch of content, but you don't want to just sit there and keep thinking and thinking. And the best way to really learn is to honestly get, a tool behind you like the Amazon, seller app, or if you're feeling more confident to take advantage of something like Inventory Labs, 30-day free trial, and use Scoutify. But really just go out and practice the basics, which, we really know comes down to researching product by going into the store, going online and scanning and seeing, is it profitable? And then just kind of continuing to build upon those disciplines. Because this business is pretty straightforward and simple. It's just there's a lot of work, up front. So I guess I would also add that if you're feeling discouraged, know that it does take a crap ton of work up front, and that the success that you see other people having, it's only because they suffered through that, huge initial learning curve. So if you feel like these first 2 months, I'm getting paid $1 an hour, well, that's where honestly most of us were. So we're actually where most people, I'd say, they don't really take any money from the business for a lot of people, it's the first 1 to 2 years. They just give the business absolutely everything to really help snowball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a lot of new sellers don't realize is that it can take 1 to 2 years to actually turn a profit. So do you have any follow-up on that, Rachel? Sorry.
Well, I let Cody go first because I was pretty sure he wasn't going to steal what I was going to say. But so I was actually, I was going to say that as soon as a new seller is able, if you do this for a few weeks and you're pretty confident you want to keep going with it, don't wait on things like Keepa and Inventory Lab. And this is not, they're not paying me to say this, I swear. But honestly, it is huge to have Keepa and Inventory Lab. Keepa is massive in making sure that the item you're buying is actually selling. You can figure out if it's profitable other ways. But Keepa is so helpful for whether or not it sells, how often roughly it sells. You can make close estimates. It's usually not perfect, but so that's huge. And Inventory Lab is going to save you so much time, and time is money. And it's also great because, as you're starting and you're just selling a few items a week or a month or whatever, numbers may not seem that important. But if you continue with this, the first time you're filing taxes, you're going to want to go back and look at what were the costs of everything that you sold? What were your numbers on certain categories? So even if that data is not important to you right now, I promise you it will be if you keep going with this. So that's another way that I think Inventory Lab is just priceless. So as soon as you're pretty sure you're going to keep going, I would invest in those two tools.
Awesome. That's some good advice.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, this is probably the most important question. Have you ever seen Roadhouse?
No.
No.
Oh no.
Well, you're in luck. You can watch it on Netflix now.
Oh,
All right.
So yeah, that's kind of our running thing. You can see the poster. Oh, it's this
I'm
way.
writing it down.
Poster right above me, a Roadhouse poster. We're always talking about Roadhouse. Best movie ever made.
Right.
But there is one thing about Roadhouse you got to realize.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
I love the music that comes in after he says it. Doo-doo.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah, you just gotta suffer through it. But no, it'll reward you. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll
it's a
add it to
good
my
one.
wife and my's queue.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we
add
need
it
some
to the
solid
queue.
date night movies. So
There
Yeah.
you go. That's a good one. You guys will laugh at it. It's really funny. It's really cheesy. It's really,
oh, that's good. That's good. We like
Awesome.
yeah. Yeah. It's a classic.
Yep.
All right. Next question. Pancakes or waffles?
Cody?
that. Oh, well, it's for me. It's definitely if it's high quality, a waffle is way better
Ooh.
because it just
okay.
got the little compartments to hold the syrup for you.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you get like the flavor experience is way more consistent across the whole
True.
gamut. Now, if someone ever makes a pancake that has like like an edge, so it's like almost like a little bowl, then maybe we'll go back to pancake. But for now, no.
There's a private label idea for someone.
Yeah, make a
There you go.
pancake. A pancake maker. Just have a
I'm gonna
little
write that down too.
little bowl.
Yeah,
like
there you
a
go.
edge
Get
for
on
it.
Alibaba and see if they can.
They
have
can whip
that
that up for us.
Yeah.
Probably do. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
honestly, it wouldn't
crazy the
shock me.
stuff that's on there.
My
Yeah.
my vote is waffles as well, not just because
Oh.
of the, not just because you get like however many little syrup and butter bowls, but also I like it how it's a little bit crisper. I like that
Mm.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you
Yeah.
guys?
I gotta go
Ooh.
French toast, so I'm out
Oh,
completely.
that wasn't
See?
an option. That's cheating.
It was a trick question. But I'd have to go waffles if I had to pick between the two. Yeah, same reason.
Waffles. I would actually be pancake.
Oh,
Pancakes.
defector. Well, you
Yeah.
can leave the chat now. See
Yeah.
you later.
Bye, guys. It's been nice knowing you. See you
Just boot
later.
her out right now. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So what are some of the common mistakes that you see sellers make, especially like in quarter four or the lead up to quarter four, that should
I
be
would
avoided?
say the one that I come across the most with new sellers, and the one that I did too, my first Q4 was getting too excited about the clearance aisles at Walmart and Target right
Oh,
after
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, sure.
It's
That's a
really
good one.
easy, because when I jumped into Amazon full time-ish, it was October. And then it was, so I just started RA like at Christmas. So I went down that clearance aisle at Walmart and I was like, oh, like everything here is profitable. And I went really deep on a couple things. And of course, so did everybody else in the entire country. So that was kind of a bummer. And I do see quite a few new sellers that do that same thing. So just be cautious. If you do want to commit to some of those items, consider doing FBM instead of FBA, so you can get them out a little bit faster and avoid some of that tanking.
Yeah, and to add to that, Keepa is your friend when it comes to things that are seasonal. Go ahead and don't just look at the last like 90 days of your Keepa chart, but go ahead and pull it out to either look at the last year or look at, all time, and then what you want to analyze. And, so what you'll see every year when it comes to like candy canes after Christmas and stuff, when Walmart and Target start clearancing them, is you will see a huge spike in sellers and then a huge decline in the price because people are able to acquire them for much cheaper. And then a bunch of people see it and think it could be a really good opportunity. And it may or may not be. But being able to kind of look at a year's worth of data, but then look at what the Keep It chart says you're about to approach. So like in December, look at, last January and February to see what's about to happen to this product, and then go ahead and extrapolate your decisions from there. This year in general, and this ties in really nicely with what I was just going to say in general, is this year in general, my advice to sellers of kind of all sizes, especially if kind of RA and OA, or easier to find wholesalers is a part of their business model, that's exercising a little bit more caution when it comes to how deep you go, and that understanding that there's, a good amount of new competition on the markets, and that kind of with the overall macro economy environment right now, the demand in Q4, may be a little bit different. So some items might not perform as well as they have in the past. And I would much rather have a new seller, when they find, pumpkin bread at the store and see that, oh, they can make $5 and it's going to sell hundreds of times, that I would rather have someone buy only, say, a few of something, sell completely out of it, but have it be a profitable experience for them, as opposed to where they went way too deep and then got stuck with a bunch of products and then it ended up not being very profitable, or they just tied up a bunch of cash flow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a opinion from the chat crowd there. Apparently, she's a pancake fan. So.
Oh.
Hey, Chrissy.
That's super funny. Well, we'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Pancakes are okay.
Okay to be
Yeah, I
wrong,
definitely
Chrissy.
have no issues with pancakes.
Yep, I'll eat them.
Yeah.
If you have
Oh.
to.
Yeah, you have to.
So what's in the plans after Q4, if you can talk about it with your group? And I assume the Q4 group, the extravaganza one, it'll be ending at some point, and then you'll continue on with your main group. Is that kind of how that's going to work?
Yeah, so we actually started the Q4 group at the beginning of this month, but if anyone's interested, the registration is open until the end of this month.
Oh, nice.
And we can share a $75 off coupon for anyone who's watching this that's interested too. So
great.
the link to join is pinned. I see that. And then the coupon code you can use is 75OFF. So 75 off.
75 off.
Yeah. And we have on our website that the refund period ends 2 weeks into September, or a week after you join, whichever is later. So if you join now, the refund period doesn't end now, it ends a week from now. So
okay.
Yeah, but then it runs through the end of December, and we have a different kind of focus topic each week. So this week is tactical arbitrage, and we had Jeff in to go over some inventory lab stuff.
Yep.
And then
that was fun.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, people really appreciated that, man. That was very helpful.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of good questions.
Yeah, and then we also have another session tonight that's one of our friends, Oscar Martinez, is just kind of coming in to talk about his journey too. And then next week is business health. Oh, thank you. Yep, there's our weekly topics. And they go through all the way to right before Christmas. We're probably going to have some sessions between Christmas and New Year's, but we haven't booked those out yet. We're kind of leaving that open, but we'll do something for sure, whether it's just our grand prize giveaway stuff or however it pans out. But yeah, we've got 3 to 5. Yeah, and 3 to 5 sessions per week. So it's a ton of information. And like I said, you can always come back if something's not relevant to you now. So, but as far as after,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Cody and I, we are excited to do more with our Insiders Growth Group after Q4. And we've kind of brainstormed some ideas, but I don't think there's anything concrete enough that we can share yet. But we did realize that the most valuable part of Insiders Growth Group, and that's the monthly group that goes all year, all the time. The most valuable part is the networking and the mastermind kind of thing to it. So we lowered our cost from $97 a month to $57 a month, because the most valuable part is the people. So we would rather double, cut our costs in half and double how many people there are, because that's where the value is. So we're kind of excited. We haven't started promoting that yet in any groups. So that's one goal that we have for Q1 is to fix that, or not to fix that, but to get more people in with that lower cost to increase that networking value even more.
It's nice to see you have the one-on-one coaching access too. That's awesome.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like pretty much open office hours every Saturday, usually around 2 Eastern. And, myself, Rachel, and then honestly, several other sellers that are, large 6, low 7-figure sellers usually hop on. And then we just kind of talk about what are we seeing, like what's happening in our businesses. Sometimes it's just very relaxed and we're just kind of all just hanging out. Other times there's way more directed, poignant topics to kind of discuss. But again, having a very good support system and being able to just go to people and ask questions. It's something that kind of when I was really starting out and getting established, that it's something that I personally didn't value enough. So now that we're in the position to where we can make stuff like that happen, it's our goal to like give us the things we would have wanted as we were growing so that we can help others, grow faster.
I think it says a lot when you offer a refund within the first 30 days, especially. Like, I think that's really impressive. And I think that that says a lot about your product and how confident you are in
Thanks.
in your product. I just think that's really cool. So, because there's a lot of places, or there's a lot of, gurus and stuff like that where they aren't very clear up front about the,
Yeah.
Oh geez, we use the G word. I don't take that name for myself. I'm not one of those. Please, I'm just a normal person that sells a lot of stuff. So
okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's become kind of a dirty word lately.
Yeah.
Has it? Yeah, guru. Okay.
Yeah. Gotta watch those. Yeah, that's whenever they say that about themselves, especially, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna skip through this one.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all the questions we have. I think looks like it'd be a pretty beneficial group, even your main one especially, and then but even just for Q4, because I mean there's a ton of information in this group. Plus,
and one of the things we wanted to do with the Q4 group is you can purchase separate leads within the group if you want to.
Oh,
but
okay.
We know there's a bunch of well, not a bunch, but there's at least several Q4 groups that focus mainly on bolos and offering leads and things like that. And we do throw out some free bolos once in a while, or some of our mods do, some of our other guests. There's been a few, but we know that those have a tendency to tank, especially when they're being shared with hundreds of other sellers. And there are ways where you can utilize that information in a valuable way. Like, those aren't like worthless groups by any means. But we wanted to offer something in a little bit of a different direction that focuses on support, training, education, and things like that. Stuff that's going to bring you value throughout the whole year. And I'm really excited because towards the end of December, we're going to talk about additional income streams. So things like making money through YouTube, through real estate, things like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, I look forward to that as well. We got some people coming in that are literally like, they're not someone that you would see advertising a course. They're literally just like normal people who, cool, this person does Airbnb. They own like 1 or 2 properties. So, they're not a multi-millionaire off of it. It's just a small thing that they're doing. But then they can kind of paint you the reality of like, if you were interested in doing this yourself, you're probably going to be in the same boat as them. And they're just, a couple years ahead of you in the process. So we're really excited for that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Oscar Martinez.
Yep.
Now, does he do merch, like the T-shirts and that sort of thing, like on Merch by Amazon, or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else?
You might be thinking of somebody else. I don't know. I'd have to ask him. So,
but he's definitely not the guy from The Office.
Is
that right?
No, he's probably bummed that he's not. But no,
that would be fun though.
We should dress up like him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We'll let him know.
Yeah. I mean, that's all the questions. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, looks like we got some comments from
Larry.
some users.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
The Insiders group and the Q4 group. So,
nice.
Yeah, I guess
cool.
One more thing I guess I kind of want to say is my sort of sales pitch-ish for these things is that I've been a seller for like technically 9 years now. And pretty much when like Rachel and Nate Jackson and just several kind of the other sellers that were incubating this Q4 idea that we were talking is pretty much we just discussed what have been our pain points with other groups. What have we wished, could be better? And that's really what we've tried to bring to the table. I truly don't think there is another group that is at this price point that is offering the level of content and then the level of communication on what content is coming, what it's about, and where it is. So I'm really excited about that. And within our insiders kind of growth group, it's been extremely satisfying for Rachel and I as, experienced sellers to literally hear some of this stuff that we've helped other people implement in their business. It's really saved them, tens of thousands of dollars in like labor costs and time efficiency for the year. So again, no matter what you do in your business, you can always learn a little tip or a little trick. And, personally, most of my success in this business has not come from the big name gurus and necessarily me buying like a course, but just me chatting with kind of everyday seller friends and then them just peeling back the curtain a little bit and showing me this is how I do that. And then I'm like, I never thought of using 3-inch tape, which, I owe that thought to, I believe, Chris Anderson probably like 5 years ago. And 3-inch tape is great. Would recommend. So.
And what's the advantage of 3-inch tape? Speaking to
oh my gosh,
neophyte here.
Yeah.
So you basically you can typically get away with just one strip on the bottom, and so there's a little bit less accuracy required, and also the mousetrap tape dispenser is another one. It's just very easy to put the tape roll in and then get it ready to go. And yes, I look at 1.75 to 2-inch tape now, and I'm just confused. Like, how did I ever function with this? Because I was using like 3 to 4 strips to get the bottom of the box H-taped and then the seal properly, and yet now it's like cool, a couple strips and we're done.
And you learned all of that through networking.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Even and it's great because we're not the only ones that are like giving these tips and tricks either. Like a lot of it is coming from other people. Like I wish I could remember who it was that brought up the like there's a way to get free UPS pickups all the time for UPS pickups. So that's one cool thing that just popped to the top of my mind that was shared from someone in our group.
And labels.
So just things like that all the time coming up.
Yeah, and labels and the boxes that UPS offers. Yeah, that type of stuff. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
And they deliver it for you for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I had when I first was dabbling in it and I had the old laser printer and it was printing off, your shipping labels, those 2 label sheets from UPS were money savers.
I did those too. I remember that. Yeah.
I still have a stack from when I switched over to thermal. Yeah. I'll use them for something.
I think they have thermal
barcodes.
rolls. I think they have rolls with thermal labels too, don't they?
Yeah.
Yep. You can request those. Yeah, just go right to your UPS account, go to like order supply section. I think it's like a 4 by 6.25 thermal roll. And if you ever need to, they only let you usually order like one at a time. But if you give them a call or shoot them an email, you can typically request more. And then they just need like a reasonable explanation. So pretty much every year, I'm like, this is what I do. Q4 is super busy. And then they're like, okay, cool. How many do you need? And I'm like, I need this. And they say, okay, we'll ship them to you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's a good trick.
It looks like we have another question from the audience from Warner. Do you offer OA training?
Absolutely. I mean, I would say almost everything in our group applies to both RA and OA. There's even some wholesale stuff sprinkled in there. I think we're pretty light on the private label right now. We're trying to pull in some people for that. But absolutely, yes. It's yeah.
And within the Q4 group, literally, so last week we had Nate Jackson in to talk about, Keepa. And, one day we covered a lot of the basics. And the second day we, dove much deeper into, doing some, reverse sourcing, making sure that you, preset, save some filters. and how you can efficiently utilize Keepa to, source products. And then, this week, we had Chris Grant in to talk about some, tactical arbitrage. And again, it's been I gotta say, it's been a really blessing to see the kind of Amazon community come together and really just want to provide a ton of content, to help others grow. So it's been really wonderful. So if you're looking for kind of more stuff like that, Warner, definitely kind of look at our schedule and look at kind of who we get coming to speak. And even if you wanted to access what we've already, what Nate Jackson and Chris Grant have already talked about, it'd be there for you.
Yeah, and thank you for bringing the weekly topics back up. I was pondering if I could bring it up on my phone really quick to kind of reference this. But I mean, there's so much on here that's even specifically for OA, like the outside the box sourcing methods. Cody knows more about what we're going to do that week than I do, but I think most of that is OA related. And then during our November 20th, that week, the week with life hacks, a really big part of that is actually going to be maximizing credit card rewards, things like that. So that would be massive for OA as well, and RA, but a lot of the times it applies specifically to online things, I believe. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this super, super relevant to OA.
That's super cool. And then Jose had another question. Are the previous videos available to rewatch?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
they are
so once
in there.
they become a member, they'll be able to access the old stuff. Okay.
100%.
Yep, totally.
Super cool. All right.
I wish there was a way to adjust the cameras and where they're positioned, because every time I put up the stream, then Cody, you get blocked by the comments. So.
Well, hey,
we're not picking on you. It's just I can't adjust them. So I thought I'd take myself out, but it didn't.
Oh,
so,
but that didn't help you.
Oh well.
Well, A for effort.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, if you guys have any more questions for Rachel and Cody, feel free to put those in the comments. Can you guys stick around for the rest of the show, or do you got to get out of here, or we're just kind of going to go over some news
About 20
segments
more
and stuff
minutes
like
left.
that?
Yeah,
I can hang out.
Yeah,
I might pause for a minute to go get some more water, but
oh sure.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's see. Next up, we always have the ever popular segment.
Kim's Corner.
Yeah, Kim's Corner. So today we don't have a Kim.
Nope, no Kim.
No Kim today. Sorry,
No
folks.
Kim's Corner.
She's not feeling well, so hope you get better,
Nope.
Kim.
Yeah.
She's in fact the one that told us about Roadhouse being on Netflix, so she's got something to do today. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're having another webinar next week. It'll be just on YouTube. We'll stream it the same way, but we're going to be talking about the new Restock Report that's coming out as part of the Insights subscription. So this is the Restock Report here. That was just the video that we have. And you know what I need to do? I actually need to put that into a tab. So 1 second here. I wish the sound played when you played in another screen, but okay. There we go. Okay.
The Insights Restock Report tells you when to replenish your inventory. The report shows you past sales performance and adapts to your sales history to show future projections. You can also customize your report view to align perfectly with your business needs. The Restock Report will help you make faster decisions and never stock out, so you don't waste time or money.
So anyway, we're going to be doing a webinar again next week. It'll be on Thursday at this same time. So let's see, I have a link and there it is. So if you go to that link, you can, it just takes you to a YouTube page, and then you can get a reminder for it. But it'll be 4 p.m. Next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. And we'll have John Cleary, our director of product. He'll be on there to discuss, more about the Restock Report. And this is the report that, you can track the velocity of your items and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that coming out. So we hope you guys will join us.
Yeah.
Let me.
That sounds awesome. By the way, I'm pumped. I'm trying to act professional, but I'm excited.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it coming out. We also have something you guys might be interested in. It's a new Chrome extension. It's called Scout X. So basically, it'll be Scout in your extensions in the Chrome web browser. So we're going to be talking about that more. It's just going into beta. So if you're interested in being a beta tester, there's a link there, inventorylab.link/ScoutX beta. Just fill out 2 or 3 questions, and then we'll notify you once it's ready to be downloaded from the extension store. So we're excited about that as well. So yeah, a lot of things coming up.
Are we still looking for beta testers?
Yeah, people can
Okay.
still sign up for it if they want to, probably for another week, maybe something like that.
I have a question about ScoutX, and this is what I almost mentioned in the live the other night, but I thought this would be a better setting to ask. Are you considering at all putting into that extension like a button that would allow us to add to unlisted inventory when on a product page?
Oh, interesting. I will have to check. I am not sure about that.
Because I think that could be
nice.
one thing that could well, I'm sure amongst other things, but that could be an additional thing to really set your extension apart from the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty lit. That would be awesome.
Taking advantage of the fact that it is Inventory Labs.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that is. I'll make sure to add that and get that to the devs, because I'm not sure if it's on the list, and again, we're expecting to get a lot of suggestions, after or throughout the beta. So, but yeah, I'll definitely forward that to them after we're done here. It's a great idea. Yeah, because you got to log into your account to use it, so it's connected. So, yeah. Wanted to let everybody know about some key FBA holiday dates here. So, Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You want to make sure your inventory is at the fulfillment centers by November 2nd. Then for Christmas, they're suggesting, December 1st. So you guys, having been through several quarter fours, it's just always crazy time, it seems, with where Amazon sends your products. Do you notice that as well on your end, that it just goes, you can pretty much have standardized fulfillment centers during the year, but then when quarter four hits, it could go clear across the country and your shipping costs go way up and all of that?
Yeah, a little bit. It may be more for other people than it is for me, just because I live in such an isolated place.
Oh.
Yeah, so I tend to really mostly get put with Indiana. They just love sending my stuff to Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a little bit for me, but not too much.
Is inventory placement something that you guys ever delve into as far as
I don't, but
Amazon
I believe Cody has.
So, for me, most of our inventory right now goes to MDW2. So we're based in Minnesota. I do occasionally see what you're describing in Q4, but also a lot of the quantities that we buy, they typically fall into that where you're buying 18 or more of the thing. So therefore, they typically go to, our distribution center, which for us is MDW2.
Okay.
Inventory placement, kind of like what you're asking about, is a thing that people can do. There are extra fees for it. I personally, I personally don't. I don't super like it. I'd rather just, I don't think that it offers enough utility and reduces splits enough to where it's extremely useful. But again, that would really depend on your product mix. If you have just a few products, maybe it will work for you.
Gotcha. And then the only other thing I wanted to let people know of, Walmart's opening up third-party seller floodgates, according to this article. So looks like they're easing restrictions on Walmart. Either of you sell on Walmart, or have you explored that marketplace?
I applied and started setting up, and then I didn't finish.
No.
I knew at the time that I applied for it that I had a lot more growth I could do on Amazon. So I didn't want to split my focus. I may dive back into it at some point, but Cody, did you ever look into it?
Yeah, I have a Walmart seller account. I've had it for a while. My general product mix does not perform super well on Walmart. So, I found for our business personally that the amount of time that I would invest into, making stuff exist on Walmart, that it really wasn't a good use of our time, that we should just double down on what makes us great, which is what is on Amazon.
Yeah.
And now, that being said, we do know Michal Chapnik, and she is, I'd say, probably one of the experts in the Walmart space. And I think I said her name right. So if I didn't, sorry.
I think it's Michael.
But she has a lot of experience on Walmart and has, really helped several smaller brands and stuff gain some really good traction on that site, and has seen certain products do, run of the mill, branded products that you would buy RAOA also do well on Walmart. So it really is just going to depend, but it's probably a lot of us that, especially during Q4, I probably would not recommend trying to dive super deep into something like that when we're approaching this time of year, as if you kind of already know what you're doing on Amazon, likely the opportunity cost is going to be too great to stop focusing on Amazon to learn something new.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good point.
But it's a good time to maybe, if you're interested in that, to set up an account and maybe just, if you hang out with us, maybe watch the deeper dive videos, at the end of Q4 and jump into it for Q1, if that's something you're interested in. I think there is a pretty big opportunity there.
It sounds like a whole different beast, like Walmart does compared to Amazon. So it must be a giant learning curve for some.
Yeah.
So Jose was wondering if you have YouTube channels or Instagram that you'd like to promote here that he could follow, or
we don't right now. Cody, is that something we should look into, or is that kind of outside of our vibe?
I mean, Instagram might not be that bad. Honestly, the only Instagram account I have right now is for my dog. So
that's awesome, though.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Instagram could definitely be a thing. I do some stuff on, I also have a TikTok. I've never thought about making a TikTok for the insiders growth stuff. I'm super passionate about Airtable and automation for anyone that's in the Q4 group. And basically I just think that getting access to data, I'm super also excited about the kind of restock reports in Scout X as getting data to you faster and more efficiently with what Inventory Lab is trying to do. That's what we're all going to need moving forward into the future to grow. So I'm very passionate about that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, we could look into an Instagram. I would worry that I would forget to do anything with it. But I think it's worth putting on the idea list for sure.
Yeah, the one thing about Instagram that I really like is people will follow a hashtag. So if you put a certain hashtag in a post, it will show up on someone who might not even follow you. It might show up on their page. So that's one of the things that I really like about Instagram, and for our page, it's how we get a lot of followers through hashtags. So
Andrea's our social media expert.
So, awesome.
Yeah, she does a lot of great stuff on there.
We need one of those.
Tips, let me know.
Yeah. All right, now we'll head to Amazon News.
Amazon News.
So what do you got today?
Today, I have storage limits are back for Amazon sellers.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
dreaded storage limits.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
So
make sure you set up your storage limits when you're in Inventory Lab. Just get to your settings page and then go to the list. If I can work a mouse, it'd be great. And then just go down here and we'll connect you to where you can get these limits and input them in. So when you're listing stuff, it'll let you know.
mhm. Yeah, it's a good
Where do I find
stopgap
it?
so you don't
There
go
we
over your limits when you're making when you're creating shipments. So
I'm going to do that right now. I had never done that.
Yeah, and if you go to each section will take you right to Seller Central once you're logged on, and it'll show you where like if I click there now, it'll take
Awesome.
me to the page, and then I just have to expand here, and then I have all my limits. Not
we
sure
don't have a lot in storage. It's
Yeah.
our test account.
Yeah. Yep. See all kinds of
So
errors in there.
yeah, but it looks like the holiday inventory is due to fulfillment centers by November 2nd, which we talked about already. And because warehouse space is at a premium, Amazon ties FBA restock storage limits to a metric it calls the IPI, the Inventory Performance Index. And it looks like limitations are back. Some sellers were talking about how their limits have been slashed by 40% and their IPI is fine. Another seller with an IPI of 712 said they went from a limit of 120 units to 40,000 units, which is a huge cut.
Wow.
That was a 66% cut.
Mm-hmm.
So look at third-party fulfillment centers is the main takeaway from this article, it looks like. But yeah, it looks like storage limits are back for the holidays. So as Jeff showed, you can handle that in Inventory Lab very easily. So, and that the reason why we have that is we actually don't get your storage limits until you try to create a shipment. That's for some reason, that's how Amazon likes to tell us about your storage limits at the, very opportune time of that happening. So
After you've created 5 shipments in a batch, and then that 6th one takes you over your start overtime. So,
Now,
Yeah.
do all sellers have storage limits or just most?
there are sellers with unlimited, but I think with holiday storage limit, I don't know if you'll be able to do unlimited anymore.
Because mine shows as not having a limit, but I'm not.
yeah, our
Maybe they're
test
going to come
account
in and
even, it'll probably change here. I know
Hmm.
last year this changed to, gosh, was it 1,000? It had a number in here, and then after the first of the year, it went away. So I'm not sure when
Gotcha.
they update it, but yeah,
Soon, I'm
keep
sure, and they
checking
won't
that.
tell you about
Yeah,
it beforehand.
right.
yeah, yeah,
You'll be
Oh,
the
we
last
sent
to
an
find
email
out.
like a month ago. Didn't you know?
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So in February, Amazon announced that it is going to test a new option that offered for certain sellers who had limits a way to bid for more space. So that sounds a little scary. So you can bid for more space against other sellers.
Oh man.
It sounds like. So yeah, but we'll see. That's all from that article. Thought that was interesting. And then, yep, 2022 holiday peak fulfillment fee. So those are back. So for many years, Amazon has continued to evolve how they change their fulfillment fees to better reflect the underlying operational costs while ensuring they provide great value for sellers. As we look ahead and prepare for the busy
You can tell
holiday
this is an
shopping
Amazon
season.
article.
Yep. So they expect a greater utilization of their fulfillment network, obviously, with the holidays approaching. They are going to introduce a holiday peak fulfillment fee from October 15th to January 14th. And this fee will be on average of 35 cents per item sold during the US and Canada FBA.
Wow.
So if you sell in the US and Canada, it's going to take effect for those sales. For specific fees by size and weight and for changes to other fulfillment methods, there are links below where you can look at those. So that's going to be a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah, that on top of the fuel surcharge. And
Yeah. Fees are going up. So,
Yep.
yeah.
and here's the most important news, besides Roadhouse being on Netflix.
Yep.
Prime
Prime Video gets ready for kickoff of its NFL streaming experience. So it sounds like all Thursday night football is going to be on Amazon Prime now,
Yeah.
or Prime Video now, which is crazy to me.
Oh, good. The Detroit Lions can disappoint me some more.
Once again.
You're a Lions fan?
Unfortunately, I am.
Oh,
How did that happen?
Poor thing.
Well, I mean, I lived in Michigan, so I just love to be disappointed all the time.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm
enjoy.
right
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
But yeah, it starts tonight. It's the LA Chargers versus the Chiefs. So
It
I
should
know
be a
some people will
battle.
be tuning in. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a shootout.
Where did it say how much did they put
Oh, go
the
back to the
deal that they made was like $1 billion, I think, to have it. I think it was $1 billion
per season.
for the rights. $1 billion per season, yeah. So
Wow.
that's crazy just for Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Just nuts. But hey, no, I think this is the first time for football anyway, where a streaming app has exclusive rights to streaming it. So
We're taking over
Yep.
yeah, they're
again.
following the soccer model. That's what they do for soccer.
Let's see, Warner. Which article was that, Warner? I'm sorry, I didn't see your comment when it first came up. The football one, or was it the fees? If you could let us know, I can put it in the chat for you. Okay, now it's everybody's favorite time, the giveaway. So make sure you get your hashtag Q4 in there. I see my mom hasn't entered, so that's good. My mom usually makes an appearance and throws a comment in, so I don't know. I don't see her here today, so. All right.
Who's gonna walk away with? We got 8 entries. All right. How many should we give away today?
Oh, you pick.
Let's give away 3.
Okay. Oh, Warner.
Warner, congratulations.
There you go.
Let me pop that banner up. So,
Oh, yeah. Just make sure you reach out to us in support with a mailing address, support@inventorylab.com. Or if you're in the app, you can just go right to this menu item here and fill it out. And we'll get you your swag box. We're just getting new swag in for fall, so we'll might be delayed a bit getting that out to you, but we will get that to you. And you wanted this article. I'll put that in the chat. Okay, next one. Now, if your name comes up again, you don't win twice. It's the StreamYard thing. They don't take out winners, so it's just everybody gets recycled. So can't win twice. Sorry. Ah, Larry. Okay.
Larry, congratulations.
All right, Larry. Send it to that email address, your mailing address, and we'll get that out to you as soon as we have it all in. We're slowly
just
getting
send
the
us-
parts to it. So.
Yep, just send us your mailing address to support@inventorylab.com. And lastly, Cheryl Harp.
Congrats.
Congratulations, Cheryl.
All right. There are winners. And of course, Cody and Rachel will get you swag box as well for being our guests. So
Thank
Awesome.
you.
appreciate you guys joining us.
That was the whole reason I came here.
That was it.
I wanted swag.
I think I don't have it up behind me because we're in the process of moving. So, but I'm sure it was for the Crumbie. It's the keyboard vacuum.
There you go.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
Crumbie.
Or maybe it was a Scotty peeler. I don't know. It could have been that.
Oh,
Either one of those.
nice.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Yeah,
But it's like a Roomba for your keyboard. So
That's awesome.
that's one of the
Wow.
things that'll be in there, and
yeah.
some flap tacks. Those are always popular.
Yeah.
Most of the
flap
time
tack.
people get them and they don't know what they are. You know, the blue things they fit on the edges, opposite edges of a box to hold the flaps down. They come in
Yep.
really handy, but
Oh,
we get questions every now and then. What are these? I have no idea.
Mhm.
So in
And
the
we
next
also have-
boxes, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we also have Scotty peelers too.
Yeah.
So if you want to
Oh,
peel
good.
any stickers off of anything, you know, and
They
not
come in
use
so
your
handy.
fingernails.
Yeah.
I personally am team heat gun.
Oh,
Team
okay.
heat gun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, heat gun plus Scotty peeler. It's OP.
There you go.
That's great. Yeah.
Well, thanks again. Thanks everybody for watching and joining us today. And Cody and Rachel, we appreciate you guys joining us as well. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Thanks for
the
letting us hang
info
out.
Yeah, appreciate being
Yeah, it
here.
was super
Yeah,
fun.
for sure. And again, if you want to join their group, the Q4 group, put that up there. InventoryLab.link IGGQ4. So head on over there and don't forget to use the discount. It was 75 off, right?
Yeah.
Yep, 75 off.
Last time code. So anyway, we'll let you get on with your day, and hopefully you've got the incident all handled there in your center, Cody, so you're not still working
Yeah,
on that.
I told them, I didn't give them specifics, but I mentioned that you
just-
had something come up.
Yeah.
So I had the government here to do an inspection. So,
Well, that's
okay.
always
so it's
They were
always
late.
fun.
yeah.
They were late. It was a 3-hour inspection. So
Oh
super
my
fun.
goodness.
Of
Yep.
course they
Oh my
were.
goodness.
That's how that rolls. So.
Yep. If you guys want to stick around just a minute after we end, then we can
Sure.
chat real quick. But
Sure.
everybody else, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.